Gentlemen, if you have obviously opened up level number two, now we get to the last two videos on how to break through limitations and self doubt. So let's start with how to break through limitations. Edges to ledges, forge your way. Okay, so what are these limitations in our lives that we talk about? And how do they differ from obstacles? Limitations are basically boundaries set up to stop achievement in our lives. Kind of looks like an obstacle, doesn't? Well, what's the difference? Well, when we talk about limiting achievements, we're basically imposing constraints or setting our boundaries on the choices that we can make, on the outcomes that we can have. How does this happen? Well, not only from our own experiences and our own beliefs, but also from external factors, from our family, from our culture, from media, from our peers, our friends. We are the ones who set up our own limitations. Think of them as walls of safety that we put up, our boundaries that we don't go past because this is where we're comfortable. So, if we remove these limitations, what kind of benefits are we going to have as men? Benefit number one, our self confidence now has an opportunity to increase. And you guys, I can't say this long enough, but our self confidence as men is essential for our success in every aspect, every area of our life. When we overcome our limitations that we have imposed ourselves, our self belief now can grow. Why? Because there's no more walls of limitations around us. Now it can grow stronger. And this empowers us to tackle the challenges and pursue our goals with conviction because suddenly our space is now limited. We have lifted our walls of limitations that are self imposed. Number two, we have greater opportunities because the paths are open up. When we highlight how removing limitations can open up new opportunities, well, this is really crucial because in our confined little space, there's only so many opportunities. But when our space opens up, so we see more and more opportunities. We are letting go of our constraints and we have new paths that we can walk, new career advancements, right? New personal growth, new overall success, opportunities grow exponentially when we remove our self imposed limitations. Benefit number three, it improves our mental health. Listen, our mental health, our well being, is essential for balance and for feeling fulfilled in life. Understanding that when we remove limitations, now we reduce worry, stress, and anxiety. And this fosters that healthier mental state, a better, stronger mindset. And this is critical if we're going to be happy long term, if we want to be productive long term. Imagine your mind as a hot air balloon. Self doubt, fear, limitations are like sandbags that weigh us down. When we cut those bags loose and the balloon starts to rise and gain altitude, the higher it goes, the clearer the vision. We see new horizons, which means endless opportunities and a sense of peace. And we're free to drift wherever we choose. This, my friends, is the benefits of learning how to lift those self limitations that we have built around our world. So, what happens if you say, you know what, John? I'm not sure I want to. I like my little world. I'm safe. I'm secure. I understand it. What are the consequences of not removing those self imposed limitations that we have all created? Well, number one, missed opportunities. Like I said earlier, when we keep ourselves walled in, our opportunities are very limited. And when you understand this, and this consequence highlights the tangible losses that are going to take place. Why? from not removing limitations because everything in your world is finite, lost chances, and unrealized potential. Man, this should really motivate you to want to lift those walls because there's so much out there for you that you haven't even discovered yet. How could you stay living in this little world when you're missing all these opportunities? Consequence number one. Consequence number two, increased stress and anxiety. These two qualities are pervasive issues, and existing in them significantly impacts our mental health, right down to our quality of life. When we fail to address our limitations and we just live in this little world, everything's finite, but challenges keep coming. Things have to be solved, but you don't know how because you're caught in this little world. This is why it is so important to learn to take proactive steps and remove these limitations because it's going to have a huge effect on your well-being, the way you want to live in your mind's eye. You'll never get there because you're too caught up in your stress and your anxiety daily. The third consequence is unfulfilled potential. In your heart, you know how good you are, but if that can never be fulfilled in your limitation. My friends, if you know that, focusing on that unfulfilled potential should be enough to inspire us to strive for better personal growth and better achievement, and just, man, remove those walls. Recognize those limitations and that they can prevent us from reaching our full capacity. Man, this can be a powerful motivator to overcome these barriers, to remove these limitations that we have placed on ourselves. Otherwise, we just live in unfulfilled potential if we just sit there and accept. Think of your self imposed limitations as a powerful engine built to race. If the brakes are stuck, you stall, you overheat under the pressure, but release those brakes, or we'll call those brakes your limitations, and the engine can finally run smoothly, speeding toward untapped potential, leaving stress and all of your missed opportunities and chances in the background. Your world, my friends, is before you. So let's figure this out, huh? To remove these self-imposed limitations, there's three things that we have to do. Number one, identify a limitation that you have set up for yourself that you want to overcome. Then you're going to set clear goals on how to overcome it. So what do you do first in your mindset? Embrace this challenge. This particular challenge, you got to look at it as an opportunity for growth because that's what it is. Not only growth, but also learning. And it's crucial, my friends, to your long-term success because breaking down that wall, already know it opens up all those opportunities and opens up new paths. So if you teach this to yourself, it'll help you, my entrepreneurial gentleman. It'll help you stay resilient so you can bounce back and continuously improve and finally remove that limitation. And number two, learn from your failures. Treat every failure as a valuable learning experience because that's exactly what it is. Why do you fail? Only because you're human. You don't know how to do everything. When you step out and try something, you're going to fail at it probably because you're trying to figure it out. So failure literally is a learning experience. And then it allows you to encourage innovation by that experience and reduces your fear of taking risk because more failures are coming because you're learning, you're getting better every experience. So, as you're trying to get rid of these self imposed limitations, embrace the challenges you face and learn from the failures that are going to take place while you do this. That's number one. Number two, develop your plan and act. If you're watching these videos, you notice some of this is redundant because it is. Success is a simple plan. Okay, so define your objectives. What do you want to accomplish? How are you going to remove this limitation? Establish smart goals. Be specific. Be able to measure it. This is going to provide you direction and focus, which is so important because the rat race out there is going to try to deceive you. Every day, the big bad you face is deception. So it's important for you to know the direction you're going in and stay focused in that direction. Okay, when you have your goal and the things you want to accomplish, divide those larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks. This will prevent you from feeling overwhelmed, and it'll help you make progress every day as you're getting one little task done at a time. And step number 3, reflect and adapt. Why? Because this is what continuous learning is. You're engaging in ongoing education. This is what you want. And you're going to learn by not only your experiences, but also being proactive and go out, read books, take courses, seminars, anything that helps you as an entrepreneur stay competitive and try to figure out how to remove this limitation. And my friends, it's all about skill, your personal skill development. Small little things. Focus on improving key skills that are essential to your business. Example, when you talk about communication, maybe you want to become a better listener, because right now one of the limitations you put on yourself is you don't like talking to people. So you're trying to break that. You're trying to get rid of that limitation. And so you're trying to learn to communicate better. And in listening, one of the simple skills that you could practice is being 100% present with somebody. Practice that all week long. Just be 100% present until you feel it has become part of you. Simple little skill development helps you push out these walls of limitations. We can use the phrase overcome obstacles. They are a little related, but an obstacle is something in front of you, where a limitation is something that is self-imposed. It doesn't come from the outside. So these are the 3 things. These limitations, think of yourself as a sculptor with a block of marble. Okay, each challenge or each limitation is like a chisel strike, and it's shaping you. Every strike is shaping you. Failures are chips that reveal your hidden detail. Clear goals will guide your hand, turning vision into form. Continuous learning will sharpen your tool, ensuring each stroke brings you closer and closer to that masterpiece. Oh, great sculptor that you are. So removing our self-imposed limitation frees us from constraints that hinder growth. And if you want it, let's do it, because it's going to boost your confidence. It's going to open new opportunities, because you're no longer limited by a finite world, and it improves your mental health and well-being. My friends, without it, you're going to face lots of missed chances that are just outside the wall, which is going to create more stress and, man, a lot of unfulfilled potential, because you can only grow so much in that little confined space, right? A growth mindset, clear goals, and continuous self improvement will help you overcome these self imposed limitations.